Support for this podcast comes from St. Alphonsus Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinics, with physicians, physical therapists, and trainers who treat sports and performance-related injuries, with locations across the valley. More information on services and locations at stalphonsus.org/stayactive.
In 1995, the federal government reintroduced wolves to the West. For the 30th anniversary, I embarked on a 1,000-mile journey through wolf country. I talked to the people who brought wolves back, ranchers who fought the controversial program, and experts who say wolves are in trouble again. I'm Heath Drusen, and I hope you'll listen to Howl from Boise State Public Radio and the Idaho Capital Sun. Find it everywhere you get podcasts.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector, Idaho Daily News. Good morning, I'm Murphy Woodhouse. It's Monday, July 7th. I hope you all had an excellent holiday weekend. Today on the show, we've got details on the dangers faced by cyclists in the city, recent changes to childcare in Boise, and crisis help for LGBTQ youth. On July 3rd, an 8-year-old boy was killed in Boise after a truck hit him while he was riding his bicycle. This is the second bike-related death this summer after a Boise cyclist was killed by a car on June 13th last month. Henry D'Souza has more on the hazards of biking.
Every year in Ada County, there is at least one fatality, 15 severe injuries, and 60 minor injuries in bicycle vehicle collisions. According to Sergeant Matt Konvalenka, most of these incidents occur during the, quote, 100 deadliest days of summer, a period when traffic fatalities increase.
We have a huge problem with driver inattention, just the distractions in the vehicle. Cell phones are a huge problem.
Josh Sack, the traffic engineering supervisor at the Ada County Highway District, says these collisions can be avoided by driving predictably and following the rules of the road. He also says that cyclists can avoid nighttime collisions by wearing lighter clothing and using head and tail lamps.
They probably disproportionately happen more at night.
Sack says bike lanes and pathways like the Greenbelt are important because they provide protection for cyclists. Henry D'Souza, Boise State Public Radio News.
The U.S. Marshals are asking for the help of anyone who was recently in the Bear Creek area of the Sawtooth National Forest. The agency says it received a tip from a family recreating there over the holiday weekend that they had seen someone matching the description of Travis Caleb Decker. Decker is wanted by the Chelan County Sheriff's Office in Washington on 3 counts of murder and kidnapping of his 3 young children in late May. The family described the man as a white male, 5'8" to 5'10", wearing a black mesh cap, black gauged earrings, a long ponytail, and overgrown beard and mustache. Anyone with information can call 1-800-336-0102. US 95 was closed over the holiday weekend several miles north of Riggins due to a mudslide. But as of Saturday, one lane of the roadway was reopened as Idaho Transportation Department crews worked to clean up the mess. Aerial photos posted by the department show a wide, thick fan of mud completely covering the important roadway. A new state law that went into effect last week is impacting child care providers in the city of Boise. Licensing and oversight is not done at the municipal level anymore. Instead, it has been replaced by a state child care licensing program. Boise officials say that will be a big change, especially when it comes to the ratio of caregivers to children.
We are disappointed in the recent legislation that has usurped our ability to provide this service to our community and our ability to continue to support this at a local level.
This is Jamie Heinzerling, director of the city clerk's office, briefing the Boise Council on the change this past spring after the change was signed into law by the governor.
And then I think one of the things that I just wanted to really touch upon is the lack of connection to this community. And that is just something that's going to be a loss.
According to the nonprofit advocacy group Idaho Voices for Children, with the new state law now in place, Idaho has the 45th least stringent child-to-staff ratios in the nation. 26-year-old Boise High School graduate Mateo Jorgensen started the Tour de France this weekend with an impressive 8th-place finish in the opening stage of the world's most prestigious cycling race. This is his 4th consecutive tour and took 8th place overall last year, according to reporting by KTVV. The grueling 3-week race ends on July 27th. In the 8 states that make up the Mountain West, more than 40% of LGBTQ plus youth considered suicide last year. That's according to a survey done by the provider of crisis services on the national 988 line. Yet that service is slated to end. Hannah Mersbach reports.
Right now, when you dial 988, an operator tells veterans to press 1, Spanish speakers to press 2, and for specialized support for
LGBTQ plus people under the age of 25, press 3.
But that option is going away later this month amid budget cuts and the Trump administration's effort to, quote, focus on serving all help seekers. These callers will be routed with the general public to state call centers, like the Wyoming Lifeline, which Ralph Nieder-Westerman leads. He's concerned
they're not going to be reaching out when they're in need, that they won't feel safe.
But he says it is a safe place, and the center can handle more demand since last year, less than 4% of Wyoming callers pressed 3. Centers in other states also have to pick up the slack. For the Mountain West News Bureau, I'm Hannah Merzbach.
Ada County dispatchers received 549 fireworks complaints on the 4th of July, the highest figure in nearly a decade, according to KTVB. Nevertheless, they received just 10 fire emergency calls, the lowest figure for the same period. In Treasure Valley weather, it's going to be pretty hot today, low 90s, and getting hotter. Triple digits are possible tomorrow. And that's today's episode of The Connector. I'm Murphy Woodhouse, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. Thanks for listening.